Ashley Falcon came to Shear's cell, and he asked Shear to leave first, but he had something to tell Shear before leaving. When they were young, the two brothers were very close to each other, and the Great Khan did not want to see this situation. They sent people to shoot Shear's little wolf, then made the wolf skin into a quiver and gave it to Ashley Falcon. Shear has misunderstood Ashley Falcon for so many years. He is unwilling to let Ashley Falcon take risks alone, but Ashley Falcon clearly tells Shear that there must be a sacrifice in the grassland, and that person is him. The next day, Shear left dating with Yikeng, and Ashley Falcon also returned to Dingxiang in shackles. In the Sifang Pavilion, Li Shimin personally came forward to promote the alliance. When the tribes saw that Dating rescued their families captured by the Assault tribe, they also relieved their mouths. Then, with Li Shimin's benevolent deeds, the tribes were ashamed of blood on the spot. The alliance, the signing of the covenant, in the future, regardless of blessings, disasters and wars, Dating will advance and retreat with the tribes. Li Shimin summoned Cheng, and he would like to give the honor of Princess Cheng and let Cheng stay in Chang'an for a happy life. Cheng learned that Ashley Falcon went to Dingxiang alone for the danger. She was unwilling to accept Li Shimin's arrangement. Li Shimin mentioned Mrs. Jin. It was Mrs. Jin's last wish that Cheng would be safe for her life. Back then, he wanted to arrange for Chang Ji and Mrs. Jin to leave Chang'an, but Mrs. Jin thought that she had betrayed Li Jiancheng. Li Jiancheng had always treated her favorably. She could not pass the hurdle in her heart, so she drew her sword in front of Li Shimin and killed herself. The former only asked Li Shimin to agree to her and keep Cheng safe and happy for a lifetime. Li Shimin has always loved Cheng from beginning to end, treating Cheng as his own. He does not want Cheng to go to Dingxiang to venture into danger, but Cheng could not watch his loved one in danger, even at this time. It is extremely dangerous, and she is also willing to take risks for Ashley Falcon. Li Shimin couldn't stop Cheng, he only asked Cheng to take care of himself. Chang'an will always be Cheng's home, and he will wait for Cheng to return safely. After all sorts of things, Cheng finally released the hatred in her heart. Before she left, she called Li Shimin to her second uncle, and gave the sword that she had won in the past to Li Shimin again. Li Shimin wept in tears, his long song finally came back. Cheng came to say goodbye to his mother-in-law. In front of Mrs. Jin's spiritual position, Chang Ji discovered Ashley Falcon's letter of advice, and only then knew Ashley Falcon had already come. The letter was full of Ashley Falcon's affection for her. The two had experienced a lot of experience. Song a heart also fell on Ashley Falcon unknowingly. After leaving Chang'an this time, Chang Ji toasted Mrs. Jin 3 glasses of wine. The first cup of wine was her wedding wine, the second cup of wine was her husband's son-in-law, Ashley Falcon, and Mrs. Jin, and the third cup of wine was only for her. Ask Mrs. Jin to bless her son-in-law to be safe. In the city of Dingxiang, Shear came to see the Great Khan, and saw that the Great Khan had fallen ill in bed and couldn't say anything. When he saw Shear, he became angry and refused to see Shear. Shear was unwilling to agitate. Khan's anger arose, so he had to leave first. The news reached Yi Cheng's ears. Yi Cheng was not too afraid of Shear seeing the Great Khan. She summoned Mimi and once again threatened Mimi with Buzan's life. After that, Mimi was taken to see Buzan's side. She hugged her brother tightly, but it was a pity that they were forced to separate again before seeing each other. Shear came to see Ashley Falcon without telling Yikeng. The two happily drank together. Ashley knew that Shear had already seen the Great Khan, and now even Shear himself could not believe that Yikeng would be innocent. Manav. At this moment, Yikeng came to the dungeon. Shear hurriedly left first. Ashley Falcon covered Shear, and Yikeng did not suspect that Shear came. Now that the front line reports urgently, Li Ting is pressing against the army of various tribes. Yikeng wants Ashley Falcon to fight for the grassland. Ashley Falcon is unwilling to help Yikeng, and Yikeng directly brings the scarred Mu Jin with Mu Jin to threaten Ashley Falcon. Ashley Falcon wanted to agree to Yi Cheng's request, but he also had two conditions. He wanted Yi Cheng to cure Mu Jin and the Great Khan, and Yi Cheng could promise to help Ashley Falcon cure Mu Jin. But the Great Khan needs to wait for the Hawk Master to return in triumph before she will consider this matter.